Hello students, welcome to your maths class. In today's class, I am going to start the chapter Algebra of Matrices. Yes, I know, matrices is a new word for you. Actually, matrix is the singular of matrices. We are having matrix and matrices. Matrix is singular and matrices is plural. To know about matrix, let us deal with a problem that a baker is facing. As you know, a baker has to prepare many items every day. So, can we find out any other way to write this information so that it is easy for baker to find out that which item needs how much material for the preparation of that particular item. So, let us find out one another way. Can you think any way? Can you think a solution of baker's problem? Yes, let us try to write this information in another way. And this way is, here is one of the way in front of you. Instead of writing it in words, let us write this in the form of table. Here we have written cakes, pastries, cookies horizontally, and here vertically we have written the amount of flour, amount of sugar and amount of butter. It means we need 10 kg flour, 4 kg sugar and 2 kg butter to prepare cakes. 12 kg flour, 5 kg sugar and 4 kg butter to prepare pastries. 15 kg flour, 10 kg sugar, 1 kg butter to prepare cookies. If there are more items, we can increase these items here, as well as if there are more ingredients, we can increase in this way. We can increase in this way the ingredients and we can increase in this way the items. Now you can see that this is the easy way to write this information. There are many more problems of this kind which can be easily maintained or can be easily stored, can be easily readable in this way. And this type of representation is called a matrix representation. So what do we find? We find that the matrix representation helps us to put data more efficiently and we can read it in an easy way. Now let us define matrix. A matrix is an ordered rectangular array of numbers or functions. These numbers or functions are called elements or entries of matrix. And the third thing is matrices are denoted by capital letters such as capital A, capital B, capital C or any of the English alphabet. To know more about matrix, let me write one of the matrix in front of you. In this example, here is matrix A and you see that all the entries in this matrix are real numbers. Let me write another matrix. Here is another matrix B and in this matrix you can observe that some of the elements or the entries are complex numbers and some others are real numbers. One more example of matrix C is here. In this matrix you observe that entries are the functions and real numbers. So we are getting that entries of the matrix may be all real numbers, may be the combination of functions, complex numbers or the real numbers. Next, let us introduce rows and columns of a matrix. In matrix, the horizontal lines of entries called rows and vertical line of entries are called columns. So here in matrix A, we are having 3 rows. This is R1, R2 and R3. Elements of R1 are 1, 3, root 7. Elements of R2 are -2, 1.5, 2 upon 3. Elements of R3 are 8, -5, 1. Similarly, as I told, the vertical entries are called columns. So, we have 3 columns in matrix A. This column C1 having entries 1, -2, 8. Column 2, let me name it as C2, have entries 3, 1.5, -5. And column 3, that is C3, have the entries 7, root 7, 2 upon 3 and 1. Similarly, in matrix B, we are having 3 rows, R1, R2 and R3, and it is having columns, column 1 and column 2. Now, I think you know, you can find out that how many rows and columns are there in matrix C. There are 2 columns and 2 rows. R1 and R2 are the 2 rows and C1 and C2 are the 2 columns. Next, let us discuss about order of matrix. Order of matrix is given by number of rows by number of columns. So here in matrix A, as I just told you, there are 3 rows and 3 columns. So therefore, order of matrix A, we can represent matrix A by this symbol also. Order of matrix A is 3 by 3. And let us come to matrix B. Here we are having 3 rows and 2 columns. So therefore, order of matrix B is 3 by 2. That is 3 rows and 2 columns. And what should be the order of matrix C? Now I think you know this answer. Answer is 2 by 2. Next, let us take naming of elements. To name the elements of a matrix, we need to see the position of that elements, and then according to that position, we name element by small letter of English alphabet and by putting the position behind it. Like this element 1 is in the first row and in the first column. It means this element 1 can be named as A11, small letter, and then writing the row and then column. First one represent row and second digit represent column. So element 1 can be named as element A11. Let us talk about element 3. So this element 3 clearly lies in first row and in second column. So therefore this 3 can be named as A12. 1 represent row and 2 represent column. Similarly, now let me take root 7. So root 7 lies in first row and in third column. So we can name this element as A13. So now I hope you understood how to name the elements. So like if I need to name the element -5, then clearly this -5 lies in third row and second column. So therefore -5 can be named as A32. Similarly, in matrix B, if we want to name any of the element, we'll name in the same way. Let me take this element 2 iota. So 2 iota lies in second row and in first column. Therefore, 2 iota can be named as A21. Therefore, in general, if we are having a matrix with m rows and n columns. Then order of matrix is represented by m by n, and elements can be named as A, I, J. I represent that in which row the element is lying, and J represent that in which column the element is lying. So in general, we can name the matrix. Let me name A. Matrix A can be written as A, I, J by writing m by n over here. So this is the general representation of a matrix. This may also be written as A is equal to Aij in matrix symbol m by n, means there is no need to put matrix sign on A. For example, I want to write a matrix B and it is represented as Aij in the matrix symbol and order 2 by 3. This matrix B can be written as B is equal to A11, A12, A13, A21, A22, A23. Clearly, this is the matrix of order 2 by 3, means having 2 rows and 3 columns. Now let me take one question to show you that how to solve problems based on such type of concept. The problem is, construct a 3 by 2 matrix A is equal to Aij, whose elements are given by Aij is equal to I plus j upon 3. So this matrix is defined as A is equal to Aij, where Aij represent element and the element is defined as I plus j upon 3, and the order given to you is 3 by 2, means 3 rows and 2 columns. So to understand this problem, first of all, let me write A in its general form. So A can be written as A11, A12, A21, A22, A31, A32. Because this is having 3 rows 1, 2, 3 and 2 columns 1, 2. Now it means we need to calculate these 6 elements which are defined by this formula. So I can calculate now very easily. Aij means I need to calculate A11 first. So A11 is equal to 1 plus 1 upon 3, that is the element is 2 upon 3. Next element is A12 means 1 plus 2 upon 3, the answer is 1. Then the next element is A21 means 2 plus 1 upon 3, we are getting 1. Then next element is A22, so clearly the result is 4 upon 3. Next is A31, the result is again 4 upon 3, and the next is A32, the result is 5 upon 3. Now after calculating the elements, we can write the matrix A as, just by placing the values over here, it is 2 by 3, 1, 1, 4 by 3, 4 by 3, 5 upon 3. So this is the required matrix A, which is given like A is equal to Aij and elements is defined as this, and order was 3 by 2. Let me discuss one more problem. If a matrix has 36 elements, what are the possible orders it can have? So to do this problem, let us first of all write that order of the matrix is represented by number of rows by number of columns. Means if the order is 2 by 3, means 2 rows and 3 columns, and the number of total elements in matrix are 2 into 3, that is 6. Means the number of elements are the multiplication of m and n. Means number of rows and number of columns. So in the problem we are having 36 elements in the matrix. So therefore all possible orders are number 1, we may have 1 by 36, or we can write it as 36 by 1. Why am I writing this in two ways? Because 1 by 36 shows that the matrix is having 1 row and 36 columns, whereas 36 by 1 representing that the column that the matrix have 36 rows and 1 column. Second option is 9 by 4, or we can write 4 by 9. The same way, matrix this having 9 rows and 4 columns, whereas this matrix have 4 rows and 9 columns. Now the third thing that we can have is 12 into 3, or 3 by 12. Means matrix is having 12 rows, 3 columns, or it may have 3 rows and 12 columns. Next option is, it is of the type 6 by 6, because 6 by 6 is again giving us 36 elements. So means this matrix is having 6 rows and 6 columns. Next that we can have is 18 by 2, or 2 by 18. Means matrix either with 18 rows, 2 columns, or 2 rows, 18 columns. So it means we need to find out all the pairs of the factors of 36 which provide us the multiplication of the elements, multiplication of rows and columns as 36, which are the number of elements in a matrix. Next topic is types of matrices. We are having different type of matrices. Let us discuss one by one. Number 1, let us take column matrix. A matrix with one column and any number of rows. Here I have written one matrix. Let me name it as A. Matrix A is having one column only and number of rows are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So means this matrix is of order 5 by 1. Means 5 rows and 1 columns. But we are not bound with number of rows. Any number of rows may be there in column matrix, but the number of column must be only and only 1. In general, we can write a column matrix as A is equal to Aij m by 1. Means if number of column is 1 only, then it is known as column matrix. Next is row matrix. Matrix with one row and any number of columns is the row matrix. As I have taken one example here, let me name this matrix as A. Matrix A is having only one row and number of columns are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what does it mean? This is the matrix of order 1 by 5. Means number of rows is only 1 and number of columns 5. In general, we can write row matrix as A is equal to Aij 1 by n. So n represent that there is no boundation of number of columns, but the boundation is only for number of rows, and the number of row is 1. Next is square matrix. A matrix with equal number of rows and columns. Means the number of rows and number of columns are equal, then it is called square matrix. For example, here is a matrix, let me name it as A, is having 3 rows and 3 columns. That is, the order is 3 by 3. What does it mean? It means it is a square matrix. In general, we can represent a square matrix A by writing Aij, and here we can write either m by m or by n by n, means number of rows and number of columns must be equal. One thing more we should know about square matrix. In square matrix, we call these elements like 1, 3, minus 2 as diagonal elements, and other elements like 2, 4, 9 and minus 1, root 2, minus 5 are called non-diagonal elements. What does it mean? As we know that this element is A11, this element is A22 and minus 2 is A33. Means when in a matrix I is equal to j is here in square matrix. This is only for square matrix. So in a square matrix, if we have I is equal to j, means when element Aij having I is equal to j, means A11, A22, A33 and so on. So all these elements are known as diagonal elements. And other elements like A12, A21, A13, A32 means all other elements where I not is equal to j are called non-diagonal elements. So you should also know this property of square matrix. Next in the series, diagonal matrix. So the square matrix with all non-diagonal elements 0 is called diagonal matrix. Here are the two examples for diagonal matrix. Here it is the matrix of order 2 by 2. So diagonal matrix, clearly as I just explained in case of square matrix, diagonal elements are 1 and minus 3, that is A11 and A22. So leaving these two elements, all other elements means A12 and A21 both are 0, means non-diagonal elements are 0. Similarly, in matrix B, diagonal elements are non-zero, that is 1, minus 2, 3 and all non-diagonal elements are 0. Upper as well as the lower elements of the diagonal are 0. So, this type of matrix is called diagonal matrix, and in general, a diagonal matrix can be defined as, let me name this as X. X is equal to Aij, where Aij is equal to 0 when I not is equal to j. So in general you can define diagonal matrix in this way. Here you should be careful about one thing. I have written here Aij is equal to 0 when I not is equal to 0. It means we can have any element of diagonal also as 0, means it may also happen that one of the diagonal element is 0. Suppose let me make this 3 as 0, still it is the diagonal matrix. Diagonal matrix can also be represented as, let me write A as DIAG, means diagonal, and then write only diagonal elements. Similarly, B matrix can be written as DIAG, means diagonal, and then only write diagonal elements 1, minus 2, 3 if it is 3 here, and 0 if it is 0 here. So in this way we can represent diagonal element, diagonal matrix. Next, let us take scalar matrix. Diagonal matrix with same elements of diagonal known as scalar matrix. As you know, diagonal matrix is the matrix which having all non-diagonal element as 0. So the scalar matrix is one of the diagonal matrix. When all elements of diagonal are same, means let us have example. A is the scalar matrix because non-diagonal elements are 0 and diagonal elements are same, that is equal to 1. Similarly, X is also a scalar matrix because it is a diagonal matrix and all the elements of diagonal are same. So in general, we can define scalar matrix as B is equal to Aij of order m by m or n by n, because it should be a square matrix, such that if I is equal to j, then Aij is equal to, let me take this same number as constant. And the second thing, if I not is equal to j, then Aij is equal to 0. Means non-diagonal elements are 0, whereas diagonal elements are same. Next in the sequence is identity matrix. So a diagonal matrix whose all diagonal elements are 1 is called identity matrix. For example, here A is the identity matrix because diagonal elements are 1 in this diagonal matrix. Similarly, B is also an identity matrix because all elements of diagonal are 1 in a diagonal matrix. So an identity matrix in general can be defined as X is equal to Aij, where Aij is equal to 1 when I is equal to j and Aij is equal to 0 when I not is equal to j. Next is 0 or null matrix. A matrix whose all elements are 0 known as 0 or null matrix. This is A is a null matrix because all the elements are 0. B is also a null matrix because all the elements are 0. There is not a condition that it should be a square matrix. It may be a square matrix or may be a rectangular matrix. 0 or null matrix can also be represented by this symbol O. Means instead of A and B, if we are just writing O, then it means we are talking about null matrix. Next topic of the chapter is equality of matrices. Two matrices, let us say A and B, are said to be equal if number 1, they are of the same order. Means number of rows and number of columns in the two matrices should be equal. And second point is each element of first matrix, that is matrix A, is equal to the corresponding elements of matrix B. For example, here A is the matrix having elements 0, 5, 6 and -1 and the order is 2 by 2. And X is another matrix of the same order, that is of 2 by 2 and the elements are 0, 5, 6, -1. So if we compare the two matrices, we found that corresponding elements are equal. A1 one element is equal in both, that is 0. A1 2 element is 5 in both. A2 1 element is same in both, that is 6, and A2 2 element is -1 in both the matrices and order is also 2 by 2. So these two matrices are equal and we can write A is equal to X. Similar wise, in another example, you can observe that order of matrix B is 3 by 2 and order of matrix Y is also 3 by 2. And let us compare the elements. A11 element is same, A12 element is same, A21 element is same, and rest of the other elements are also same. So therefore we can write B is equal to Y. Let us take one problem in which we will use the equality of matrices. Here the two matrices are given to us, which these two are equal. We need to find out the values of A, B, C, X, Y and Z. Means all the variables that we are having X, Y, Z, A, B, whatsoever we can see over here in the question, we need to find out these values by using equality of matrices, because these two matrices are given equal. So according to the concept of equality, we are having X plus 3 is equal to 0, which implies X is equal to minus 3. So this is one of the result. Next we need to find out value of Z. So let us take Z plus 4. Element is A12. So it will be equal to its corresponding element of other matrix, that is equal to 6. So from here we are getting Z is equal to 2. So this is the value of Z. Next we can find out the value of Y by equating the corresponding element A13 in both the matrices. So it is 2y minus 7 is equal to 3y minus 2. So from here we are getting y is equal to minus 5. Next, let us find that which value we can calculate. Here these two elements are already minus 6, minus 6. Now comparing this element, means A22 element in both the matrices, we are getting A minus 1 is equal to minus 3. So from here we are getting A is equal to minus 2. So this is the value of A. Next, by comparing the element A23 in both the matrices, we can have the value of C, that is 0 is equal to 2C plus 2. So clearly C is equal to minus 1. C is equal to minus 1 we are getting. Next, let us find out that which element is here, which we need to find out is, we need to find out the value of B. C already we have find out. Now to find out the value of B, let us equate the element A31 in both the matrices. So A31 element is B minus 3 is equal to 2B plus 4. So from here we are getting B is equal to minus 7. And other two elements minus 21 and 0 are corresponding to each other and equal. So now we have calculated all the values, that is A, B, C, X, Y and Z by using equality of the matrices. I hope you understood all the topics very well. Try to solve more problems and keep learning.